Welcome to the Prescott Home Value Report through May 2024, brought to you by the Prescott Pickle Lady, Diane Bro Realtor. As you can probably tell, I am not the Pickle Lady. That's me in the bottom right-hand corner. My name is Randall, and the Pickle Lady has authorized me to show you the following slides, starting as always with Prescott median sales price per square foot. So each one of these dots represents the median sales price per square foot in that month. Blue is last year, red is this year. As you can see, we had a little bump from April to May. Nice little bump. Last year we had a dip, so we're looking at 6% appreciation year over year, given what's going on in the market and the fact that we have been, our prices have been pretty flat for a while. This may be a source of optimism for our sellers. Not so. Unfortunately, at the same time, we had a massive dip in volume. They say that in the stock market as well. When you've got appreciation and the volume is thin, they say the trading is thin. That's an indication that that appreciation isn't sustainable. I suspect that's what's going on here. I'm expecting that to bounce back. We have been flat for a long time in terms of the sales price per square foot, median sales price per square foot in the city of Prescott. I don't think that's going to change. I think that little bump is going to go away soon. So sort of a good news, bad news thing. Moving on to our pending ratio analysis. So you may want to know, is this a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Well, there's a way of measuring that. We call it the pending ratio. So the way that you form the pending ratio is you look at the number of homes that are on the market. When I ran this report, there were 656 homes on the market. Of those, 97 of them were already pending. Well, 97 is 15% of 656. So our pending ratio is 15%. If you look up 15% in our handy-dandy color chart, it'll tell you that 15% pending ratio represents a strong buyer's market. So in Prescott, we have been there for quite some time. A lot of people still saying that we have a seller's market because our inventory is low. That is not so. I've been saying it for a couple of years now. You can't just look at the inventory volume. You have to look at the inventory volume in relation to the trading volume, the transaction volume. Our transaction volume has been very low compared to historical levels. That's true around the country. So the amount of inventory we have is plenty, actually, for the volume that we are experiencing. So we have been in a buyer's market or strong buyer's market for quite some time. And inventory went up significantly. So last month we had 575 homes in inventory. That's a 14% increase in 1 month. That's a lot. So inventory went up significantly at the same time. Prices went up. Not sustainable, I'm thinking. So again, good news, bad news kind of thing. Breaking the same analysis out by price point gives you this chart. So these homes, the homes that sold in the 100s, 200s, 300s, and so on through $1 million plus. The blue line, the blue bars down here represent the volume of homes, number of homes sold that's closed in this past month, broken out by price point. We've got barely, I think there was all of one home that sold or it's pending in the 100s. Same thing with the 200s, very, very thin. You get into the 300s, that looks like a significant amount of volume from a statistical standpoint in terms of forming ratios and that sort of thing. So I would ignore these two things. So this is what our curve looks like, and this is the same curve we've been seeing for quite some time. Even in the 300s, it's still a buyer's market, and things get worse usually the higher the price point. So you can see this is the pending ratio in that price point, by the way. So you can see it's a buyer's market at 300s. You get to the 400s, we're already in strong buyer's market territory. We always get this little blip, this little pimple here in the 600s. Not sure why that's the case. I guess 600 is a popular price point for our buyers. It always does a little better than everything else. But for the most part, it gets worse and worse as the price gets higher. And you get into the 900s a million, you're getting into an extreme market almost. It dips down there from month to month. So how long does it take for a home to sell in the city of Prescott? Right now, it takes 193 days on average. That is 6.4 months. Now, that is a significant bump. Last month, we were looking at, 4.7. So a little less than 5. Now we're almost 6.5. Add to that about a month for for escrows, and you're looking at 7.5 months from the time it goes on MLS until close of escrow. So everybody tells you that's a seller's market. It is not. So again, we had a significant bump in the time to sell, had a significant bump in inventory, a dramatic drop in volume, all while we got a nice little appreciation bump. So I don't think that appreciation bump is going to stick around. Moving now to Prescott Valley. This is not the same chart. You'll notice these lines are lower. I think right now the price per square in Prescott is $332. So that's up here somewhere. Prescott, it's 280s-ish. Again, these prices have been very, very flat. We've been running a little over. Last year, that changed, expanded a little bit over the past month. Last year, again, we had a dip. At the same time, this year, it looks like we were even, maybe a smaller dip. So we're still looking at 6% year over year. The volumes look better in Prescott Valley. Not a lot of change in our transaction volume in Prescott Valley, and not a lot of change in our inventory. So I'm thinking the appreciation in Prescott Valley is probably more sustainable. We've got a pending ratio is 25%, which is a buyer's market. From time to time, PV is getting close to a balanced market, but we're still in buyer market territory. 317 units in inventory. Last month we had all of 315, so it went up two whole homes, essentially unchanged. At the same time, we had appreciation. That's what you want to see to maintain that. Let's see. To breaking things out by price point, again, 100s and 200s are really kind of we just don't have enough volume to really for that to matter. You get into the 300s. That is a balanced market in PV. Almost a balanced market in the 400s. 500s, buyer's market, still not bad. You get this blip at the 900s. That's a popular price point. I always say that $1 million is kind of a psychological barrier for a lot of people. So instead of going for $1 million, they insist in the 900s. I think that's why you've got this little blip. So that's the same sort of pattern. The higher the price point, the lower the pending ratio and the more of a buyer's market it is. So how long does it take for homes to sell in PV? Answer there, 2.9 months. Much better than Prescott. I think that's almost unchanged. Let's see, it was 3.1 last month. So improved just a little bit, taking about almost exactly a month for escrow. So from MLS contract until close of escrow, 3.8 months. So here are our highlights. Median sales price per square foot in Prescott is $340, Prescott Valley $297. Have a year change of 6% appreciation in both cities. A small drop was not enough to get away from all the appreciation we've been seeing. A nice little 2% bump in Prescott, but we're not thinking it's sustainable because our volume is down 22%. Both month and year, 21% for the month. Inventory is 656. That was a 14% jump in 1 month, which is a lot. And so months to contract now is 6.4. That's almost 2 months, 1 3/4 months jump in 1 month. So not thinking that price is going to stick. Finishing out PV, the volume is 83. That's a nice little bump from last year, a nice little bump from last month. So Prescott Valley is looking nice and hot. Inventory is unchanged, and months to contract 2.9 months. Look, if you like this kind of stuff, we got lots more for you in the Prescott Home Value Report. This is just a summary. We go into specific subdivisions and just a whole bunch of stuff. So lots of slicing and dicing. So I would encourage you to download that report and get it in full. We update this report every month, but it is not the only report we do. We also have what we call the Appraiser's Eye View, which is the last 6 months of the latest comps. And it's broken out by subdivision. In fact, Prescott Lakes, we break it out by neighborhood. So it's very, very detailed. This is an example of what you'll see in the chart. This would be a subdivision. It is sorted by price per square foot, the number of months that it took the home to sell, square footage, the year it was built, how many stories, how many acres, and whether the listing agent is reporting the home having a view or not. Using this, you can look at all the different comps that occurred. You can see the average down here. So using this, it's a really good tool to figure out what you should be paying for a home, or where you might want to price a home that you are selling. So a really cool tool. We even have a video which goes through how to use this information to come up with value estimates for homes. We do a whole lot of tools like this, all of them really very cool for both buyers and sellers. And one thing I should point out is you can't get these from any place else. These are exclusive. You can only get them from the Prescott Pickle Lady. And all of this is part of our page. We call it Prescott by the Numbers, or more commonly the Pickle page. So if you're on the Pickle page, you know the Pickle page. But if you're not the Pickle page, well, you should get to the Pickle page. And you do that by subscribing. We update it every month. If you subscribe, we will send you a monthly email update with the link, so you can go download all the reports that you want. Even if you're not all that interested in getting every single month, just having access to these tools will give you a real leg up when it comes to the real estate game. I hope you found this informative and maybe slightly entertaining, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Please take a moment to look below and find the button that'll take you to the Pickle page. We'll see you there.